Everyone thought Daniel Harper was the perfect husband, the kind of man who brought his wife flowers every Friday, the kind of man who volunteered at church, who never raised his voice, who neighbors described as the sweetest man alive. But when his wife, Lillian, didn't show up for work one morning, the people in her life started asking questions. And when police searched their beautiful suburban home, they found something Daniel never expected anyone to see: a diary. A diary Lillian had been hiding for years. A diary that exposed a marriage the world never knew existed. A diary that turned Daniel Harper from the perfect husband into the prime suspect in one of the most disturbing cases the town had ever seen. This is Coffee Time Crime Chronicles with Mo, where every episode starts with a sip and ends with a lesson. If you love mysteries, real stories, and the truth behind human behavior, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so you do not miss new episodes. Now settle down and let's dive in. Daniel and Lillian Harper were the couple everyone envied. They met in college. She was a shy, artistic girl who painted sunsets in her sketchbook. Daniel was the charming business major with dimples and an easy laugh. They settled in a quiet neighborhood in Brooksville, the kind with trimmed lawns, block parties, and families who rode bikes on Saturdays. Daniel worked in finance. Lillian was an elementary school art teacher. By all accounts, they were happy. But the truth was already starting to leak through the cracks, and Lillian was already writing. The first sign something was wrong happened 3 years before Lillian went missing. One evening, she didn't show up to her sister's birthday dinner. No call, no text, nothing. The next morning, she arrived apologizing profusely, saying she had fallen asleep early. Her family let it go, but in her diary, Lillian wrote something very different. "I lost track of time again. He got upset. I hate when he gets upset. I should have been home." Just 5 lines, but enough to suggest fear and enough to suggest control. Daniel was a master at managing impressions. Whenever Lillian's family visited, he transformed into the perfect host. Cooking, cleaning, pulling chairs, pouring wine. People adored him. But Lillian's diary told another story. "He apologized again today, but I know what comes next. He watches everything I do. Sometimes I pretend to be asleep so he won't talk to me." And then the chilling entry: "If something ever happens to me, it won't be an accident." She wrote those words 9 months before she disappeared. On a rainy Thursday morning, Lillian didn't show up for work. Her principal called Daniel, who claimed she left the house at 6:45 a.m. like usual. But her car was still in the driveway, her purse still on the counter. Her phone plugged in beside the bed. Daniel insisted she must have gone for a walk, but her sister didn't buy it. She called the police. Officers walked through the Harper home, expecting to find signs of a break-in. But the home was spotless. No forced entry, no overturned furniture, no blood, just an eerie stillness. And then something caught an officer's eye. A small scrap of paper peeking out from under the bed. He pulled it. It was a page ripped from a diary, a page that read, "I don't know how much longer I can pretend we're happy." The room fell silent. In the bedroom closet behind a row of winter coats, officers found a small wooden box. Inside were dozens of diary entries. They documented 5 years of emotional manipulation, gaslighting, and escalating threats. One entry read, "He says he can't live without me. He said he'd rather kill us both than let me leave." Daniel was no longer the perfect husband. He was the prime suspect. Daniel agreed to speak with the police. He seemed calm, cooperative, almost rehearsed. He denied everything, claimed Lillian was depressed, claimed she often imagined things. But when detectives mentioned the diary, Daniel froze. His eyes dropped. His breathing changed. The perfect husband act was cracking. A neighbor's security camera changed everything. At 2:13 a.m., the night before Lillian went missing, Daniel is seen dragging what looks like a heavy duffel bag into his SUV. When questioned, Daniel claimed he was donating old clothes. But forensic teams searched the SUV and found traces of Lillian's hair inside the trunk lining. In Lillian's final diary entry, dated 3 days before her disappearance, she wrote, "He told me tonight that if I ever left, he wouldn't survive it. I'm scared. I'm so scared." The last line, "If you're reading this, Please don't believe him. And then, nothing. With mounting evidence, police arrested Daniel Harper on suspicion of murder. He never confessed. He never revealed where Lillian was, but with the diary, the footage, and the forensic trail, a jury didn't need a confession. With mounting evidence, police arrested Daniel Harper on suspicion of murder. Lillian's body was never found, but her words were. Her diary became her voice, her evidence, her warning. This case teaches something powerful. People can hide behind perfect smiles, behind perfect marriages, behind perfect reputations. If you ever feel afraid in your own home, if someone controls your voice, your movements, your thoughts, you are not overreacting. You are not imagining things. Someone will believe you, someone will help you, and your story matters. Thank you for spending this time with me on Coffee Time Crime Chronicles with Mo. If you found today's story interesting and thought-provoking, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Stay aware, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.